At some point in time, you are inevitably going to run into a situation where you're going to need to interact with a law enforcement officer. That may be on the side of the road, that may be in court, in any number of situations that you may actually need their help, or they may be stopping you, or you may need to talk to them about a ticket, or any number of different variations on that. I'm Ben Sessions. You probably know I'm a lawyer. That's probably the reason why you're following this page. So if you're watching this, you probably knew that I was going to kind of talk to you about that sort of advice and what you should expect in dealing with them. I see people who make all different types of varieties of mistakes whenever they're talking to law enforcement officers. Usually those mistakes that revolve around them saying something that's really condescending, negative, personal attacks they make on them, and it's just horrible. There's no way that you're possibly going to help yourself in that situation if you want to engage in any sort of personal attack. That is exactly the reason why, if you can't control yourself, why it is that you hire a lawyer. To be honest with you, that's the best thing that you can do in that situation. If you feel like, hey, there's no doubt in my mind that the officer's decisions in my case were motivated by something other than what actually happened, or that you're really emotionally wrapped in what it is that happened, and you just believe that the officer completely blew it and therefore he or she is an idiot, you don't need to talk to that person at all. I'll give you a good example. The other day I was in court and there was a trooper who was talking to an actual lawyer. Now, this was not a person who actually had any personal involvement in the case other than representing a person. And this trooper is as nice a guy as you will meet. Super easygoing, very easy to get along with. And that lawyer proceeded to personally attack the trooper by making allegations that he was motivated by something, by the person's race. Absolutely not something that you would ever want to discuss with an officer personally. If you want to make that attack, then you make it in front of a jury or in front of a judge in a motion hearing or at a trial. But there's no reason at all why you would ever directly address that with an officer. And the idea that a lawyer alone would do that is just ridiculous. But that's a great example of how it is. And I talked to the trooper after that conversation, and the trooper just immediately just said, hey, I cannot even deal with that person anymore. So any negotiations that they may have had in the case directly with the officer were just out the window. And they're probably out the window insofar as a prosecutor is concerned as well. I mean, there's no reason why the officer is not going to go to a prosecutor and say, I don't want you to make any deals with this person. I don't want you to help this person because of listen to what they said to me at this hearing. So whenever you're in that situation, you got to know sort of the golden rule is you're not going to make any sort of personal attacks. There's no reason at all to engage in those types of arguments, those types of fights with an officer. You don't even want to challenge them on their actual opinion, in my view, on the road, in those sort of negotiations with an officer, talking with them. There's no reason. So if you're there on a speeding ticket, you don't need to say, I wasn't actually going that fast. Obviously, they have a different opinion of it. And if you're in a position where you're asking them for a favor, the last thing you need to do is tell them that they actually blew it in the case. So that's not where you need to go if that's where your head is at all. Do you have any questions, any comments? I know different people have different feelings about this and kind of what you can or can't do on the roadside that's effective, but that's been what my personal experience is. I look forward to hearing from y'all and what yours are as well. My name is Ben Sessions. My phone number is 470-225-7710. If you need anything, feel free to give me a call. Thank you.